And we're back. Same place, same channel, same time, same me. So here we go. All right, let's get a screen up. Let's get 5x5. Let me blow this up a page so I can read it. There we go. That's a little better. All right, now I'm seeing my screen come up. Cool. Can you guys, there's 5x5, Finley the dog, Jacob, Rob H, Johnny Finance Guy. Good. All right. Y'all know what tonight is, okay? And I'm going to start by saying this. If you noticed, I put on the subscribers only mode because we have a bad tendency to get bots in here lately. And with what happened today, which I'm going to explain in a minute, you'll understand why. So with the contest tonight, obviously you have to be present to win, but the only way you are going to make a comment is if you are a subscriber and you have had to be a subscriber for 5 minutes. So if you are entered in this contest and not a subscriber, you might want to hit that subscribe button because otherwise you can't comment and say, yes, I'm here. So fair warning. All right. So as you can tell, this morning I was up quite early. I think Mrs. P and I were up at 4 o'clock. We were sitting on the couch waiting for the sun to come up because it's so damn hot here. We're heat index in the high 90s today. So we had a bunch of work to do outside, had to spread a bunch of wood chips and obviously running around with the generator to pump water into the pond and do some harvesting. So we were outside at 6:08 this morning. It was light enough that we could see. So harvest time has started, which is good. We picked out, 8 more heads of cabbage today. Gave a couple to the neighbor directly behind us, a couple to the neighbor up the top of the hill. And then we've got 4 left for us there. That we also harvested a whole bunch of beets today. So our game plan for tomorrow is to can up 10 gallons worth of borscht. So yes, it's a good way to store cabbage and beets and everything. Make it into a soup. And if you haven't had Mrs. P's borscht recipe, it is in the playlist of Cooking with Mrs. Pinball. So if you want a good one, I say try that. Okay. But definitely a good food to can, and obviously lots of vegetables and everything in it you can grow. So really good in that respect. So that was our game today. It was just outside. Well, it was cool enough. Then when it got hot, we came inside and did stuff inside. But yeah, no. All right. So into the topic on why I put subscribers only mode on. Today must be a full moon or something like that, because we had all the trolls, all the nasty comments that you could find. I'm going to start by saying this. Again, we have that WhatsApp crap coming in the comments saying, oh, I've got information to share with you. Saying they're me. Not that I'm the only one. This happens to a lot of people, but I'm just telling you, I don't even have WhatsApp, guys, and I'm certainly not posting my phone number out there. So no need to email me. I appreciate that you email me so I can go block the user. That's fine. But, no need to ask me if it's a fraud. It's a fraud. Okay. But then I got a kick out of the shitty comments that came today. Somebody, I'm sick and tired of you sneezing on camera. Now, guess what? You don't have to worry about it anymore because you won't be watching the videos anymore. Adios. All right. I'm sorry. I'm a human being. This is not a professional sound stage, as you can tell. And I'm not overly concerned with, is my hair okay? Makeup. No, I don't give a shit. I'm human. I sneeze. I fart. I cough. I do that things just like everybody else, Sorry, I'm not going to re-record an entire 12-minute video because I sneezed 9 minutes into it. I apologize. Too bad. All right. All the people who saying, stop saying this or stop saying that, go do that on your own damn channel. Okay. If I want to call liberals liberals, I will call liberals liberals. All right. If you're a Democrat, that's fine. I'm sorry for your stupidity, but that's it. If you want to follow the Nancy Pelosi's and Chuck Schumer's and AOC's and Joe Biden's of the world, this is probably not the right channel for you to be on, okay? Because a lot of what I talk about is goings on in the world and the stupidity of both parties, but 90% of the stupidity in this country comes from liberals. So, again, I'm going to say no need to make the nasty comments. If you want to, that's great. It'll be the last comment you ever make, because unlike a lot of channels, I do go through and read all the comments, or a lot of them. And if I see somebody that's being shitty to me or shitty to anybody else, you don't stick around. The end. It's my channel, my rules. Got it? Okay. I figured I'd make that one clear. The other one I want to bring up is people have asked still about why am I shadow banned? I can't make comments in the videos. I can't make comments in a live stream. Guys, I got no problem looking you up, okay? And to see if you're banned on our end from either me or the mods. If you're not there, it's YouTube. And I posted something in the community board maybe a week or so ago about me getting with YouTube and what their response was. Nothing I can do about that, guys. If you're blocked on my end, I can investigate it. If you're blocked on their end, it's out of my hands. Nothing I can do. I mean, you get blocked by YouTube by making a comment on somebody else's video, and they won't let you comment anywhere. So, I don't know. Best I can tell anybody at that point is make a new account. All right, the only way you're going to be able to do it. But I try, but if it ain't done by anybody, me or the mods, we can't fix it for you. So sorry about that. All right. As for what's going on in the world, I think I pretty much covered most of it in the 3 videos today. There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff, and I could care less if there was a verdict in the Johnny Depp trial. There was a verdict in the Michael Sussman trial, and big surprise, a Washington, D.C. jury with 3 Hillary supporters, or 3 people that donated to Hillary's campaign, 1 person that donated to AOC's campaign, 1 person whose daughter is on the same crew team as Sussman's daughter. They all acquitted him. That's real difficult. Good luck finding an impartial jury in a political case in Washington, D.C. I mean, go look at the makeup of D.C. It's like 95% vote Democrat, okay? So, put a Democrat on trial there. Hell, I'm surprised they didn't shower the guy with gold jewelry when he left. So, that was it. But big deal. All right. So I figured I would give everybody a little bit of time. I figure I'll go for about 3 more minutes, give you all people time to get here. Looks like we got about 1,500 people, which surprises me, because usually we've got around 3,000 entries. So don't know how many people forgot about this. They did. Sorry, nothing I can do about it. The rules stated must be present to win. Hard and fast on that one. I'm sorry if you're not here. If you're watching a replay and your name gets called, sorry. I made it clear in the video. You guys we've done this enough by now. You should know. So, all right. So let me flip the camera over and let me get to the comment picker here real quick. All right. So I'm going to flip the camera and I got to blow this up to the right so you guys can see it. And of course, it's never easy. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'll kind of give you the story on this one. Y'all know Elliot from Wellbots, who's a strong, Wellbots as a company and Elliot himself are strong supporters of the channel. And Elliot got with me last week and wanted to do a giveaway for Memorial Day. Obviously they're pro-vet or pro-military, and they know I'm a vet, obviously, because they donated that $500 to a charity of my choice, which was the Gary Sinise Foundation, in the name of the channel here. So, it gives you a little bit about them. But Elliot got with me last week and asked if we wanted to give away another Delta 1300. And, hey, I'm all for it. It's like, I love the product. And, if they're willing to give one away, and, obviously it's in exchange for the mention and the advertising or whatever it is. So, you guys get something, they get the advertising, if you will. I don't take anything for this, guys. I don't get commissions or anything like that. You know me, I don't do any of that crap. I don't do sponsorships. I don't do affiliates, nothing like that. But so we put it out, and I decided to do it tonight instead of, and I know we talked about it on Thursday, and I saw somebody made a comment, oh, I entered so long ago, okay, 5 days ago. But I didn't do it on Saturday just because I figured a lot of people had holiday plans or were out of town and weren't going to go, gee, you know what? Let me get out of the card game with Grandma and Grandpa, who I haven't seen in a year, and I'm going to go watch a video. Okay, so I figured I'd do it on Tuesday. So that's why we're doing here. So, all right, I will remind everybody of the rules here. Okay, you had to enter on the video that I posted last Thursday. You had to put the state in which you live in your comment. If you do not put the state, it is not a valid entry. You do not win. I'm sorry. You must be in the 48 contiguous states. I'm sorry, Canada, Europe, Alaska, Hawaii, they can't ship there. So as long as you're in the lower 48, you are good. And of course, you must be present to win. And of course, I've also got subscriber mode only on. So the only way you're going to be able to comment, I will tell you again, is if you are a subscriber. So I will draw a name, and I'll show you this just in a minute. You will have 3 minutes after I draw your name, if you are here, to respond that you are here. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, or whatever it would be. That's fine. As long as we see you, you will win. If you do not respond in those 3 minutes, I will choose another name. If you come back in 4 minutes and say, oh, I was in the bathroom, I'm here, I'm sorry. Once I've drawn the other name, that's it, you're out. So it's the only way to do it fair for everybody. So this is what we're doing. I will ask everybody, when I draw the name, please don't make comments in the comment box. It makes it real difficult for me and the mods to look for the winner when there's comments flipping through like it is a slot machine in Vegas. All right, so, all right, follow along on the screen here. I have put the video from last Thursday, the URL in there. That is what we will be drawing off of. I am taking out all the duplicate users. Everybody gets one entry. That is it. Okay, and it had to be an original comment. It can't be a response to somebody else. If somebody put in, thanks pinball in the first comment, and oh, I forgot, I'm in Michigan in a reply. Guess what? The thanks pinball comes up. Sorry, that's it. Okay, it's whatever is pulled. Okay, so giving you through. And they put a mathematical question here in the bottom. So I did this a while ago. So let's see, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Get YouTube comments. Okay. All right. What does that say? 7? Oh, 7 plus 9 now. Okay, it changed. All right, now let's try it. Let's see how many people entered this week. We have 900,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 23, 24, 25. Keep on going. Now, let's see. 2,667 comments. All right. So we will scroll over here. And the big white button, I know if it looks a little blurry, guys, you said it is, but this is the best I can do for being able to keep the camera in one place. You should see the setup I've got here, trying to have a computer stacked up and do whatever. So, all right, we will hit the button, and here we go. And we have Maggie Palacios, Texas. Woohoo. Thanks for the opportunity. Love your channel. Thanks for all the information. Many blessings to you and your family. That is a valid entry. Maggie, are you here? You have until 8:17 by my clock to announce your presence. Mods, please tell me if you see Maggie come up. I know I have the 30 seconds on there. So Maggie Palacios, there we go. Quick, she is here. All right, good deal. Okay, let me do this. Doink, switch around, grab my computer so I can actually see what's going on. And I can adjust this again. Sorry, guys, this is, high-tech world here. All right. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. All right, Maggie, congratulations. You are the proud new owner of a EcoFlow Delta 1300. What I need you to do is email me your mailing address. It's got to be a physical address. They can't send it to a post office because Wellbat sends everything FedEx. So I need your physical mailing address and your phone number. If you can email that to me this evening, I will get it to Elliot in the morning. They will probably get this shipped out. Usually it's Wednesday or Thursday, so you'll probably have it Friday or Saturday. So congratulations, Maggie. I'm here. Yay. There we go. All right. So that being said, and who knows when we're going to do the next one, guys? I don't know. It's going to be fun because when we get to the $100,000, there you go, 100,000 subscriber, it's like it's going to be a letdown to everybody. It's like, what do you mean you're not giving? What happened? There we go. It's like, what do you mean you're not giving away a new car? It's like, no. So, all right. So let's get into the normal Q&A for the evening. I will remind everybody again, kind of what I said at the top. This is a family-friendly channel. If you want to make a shitty comment, go do it somewhere else. You're going to get kicked out of here instantly. Between North Shore, Jacob, Robert, Lucky Dame, and Lorna, I've got some of the best people, best moderators on YouTube in here that are well experienced moderating crazy channels. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, don't think you're going to sneak anything by them. So stay away from the nasty comments to other people. Disagreement is fine. Okay, as long as you do it politely, I don't care. Okay. If you do it rudely, call somebody an idiot or something worse, guess what? You're done. All right. That's one thing I have no patience for is people picking on other people here in the family. So we solve that problem real easy. Other than that, please follow the YouTube guidelines. We're not going to talk about the friend from last year. We're not going to talk about the 2020 election. We're not going to talk about climate change. And we're not going to say FJB. All right. I don't think I really need to talk about any of those. I think you all know where we all stand on that stuff. I think we're all pretty much in the same spot. So we'll just leave it be. As per normal, like every other channel on YouTube, please, if you got a question directed at me, please put it in all caps. There's 1,500 of you guys in here, and I'm scrolling through. I'm just looking for capital letters. As I see those, I'll answer the questions. Feel free to have conversations amongst yourselves. I encourage it. I don't have all the answers, guys. Okay, never profess to, never going to say I do. But somebody in here probably has the answer to your question. So, if you post a question, you might get an answer out of somebody in here as well. All right, so let me go to the top or as close as I can, and we will get into questions. Okay, so I'm going to skip after all the congratulations Maggies, and we'll go there. Okay, Okay, lots of those. All right, we'll get into this. Karen Reinerson, what is Pinball's email? It's under every video. It's pinballpreparedness@protonmail.com. So no problem there. Caleb Shelton, do I know of any part of the country that does not do well with the solar generator? I'd say far north Alaska probably wouldn't work too well when, you've got 6 months of nighttime. But I mean, other than that, as long as you've got sunlight, you're going to be okay. If you're living in a cave, that's not going to work. But, as long as you can get a solar panel pointed preferably south, for those of you in North America, catch, sun from east to west, you should be able to get some sort of charge. Now, depends if it's a bright sunny day, if it's partly cloudy, if it's pouring rain, you're getting nothing. Seattle, you might have a problem, but not this year. So Yeah, but the only way you're gonna have a problem with solar generator is if it's dark out or completely cloudy or anything like that. That's possible. I'm gonna say this just like I've said about it before. Solar is another source. It is not the only source. I mean, we're limited. We can't have a coal-fired power plant in our backyard. Okay, that's not gonna work. But just like for the grid, don't count 100% on your solar. You have a week of rain, you better expect a week of no power. So just reminding that solar is not an absolute panacea for everything. So okay, just remember that. Rise above, can the 1300 power a coffee maker or an air fryer? Yes, it can. Coffee maker, yes. Air fryer, I do not know. Okay. But it worked my coffee maker, no problem. It will not. I've got a single cup coffee maker. Okay, so I'm just telling you that. But because coffee maker does use a lot of energy, it will run a microwave. So, Brewer's wife, hey Pinball, just wanted to say thank you for helping me keep my sanity. Well, I'm glad you kept yours because I lost mine a long time ago. Beth Elliott, beer popped pinball. Cheers, ready to be schooled. I learn on every live. Okay, we'll do the beer. The NA beer, yes. Based. What kind of music do I like listening to? We've talked about this one before. Okay, we actually probably did about a 15-minute segment on it on a live stream once. I am still the 80s rock and roll guy. 80s rock and roll or 90s country. Either, don't ask me why on both, okay? But, yes, I grew up on 80s rock and roll, and then in 90s, I was working in a honky tonk down in Denton, Texas. So, yeah, I mean, all the days of Garth Brooks and, the Shania Twains and God knows, Travis Tritt, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, okay. But yeah, give me my choice. I mean, my playlist on my phone is basically all 80s rock and roll. I could listen to AC/DC 24/7, 365, and it wouldn't bother me a bit. K-Rec, how can I control leaf miners on my cucumber plants? Get something called BT, Bravo Tango. Okay, basically it's marketed as like Caterpillar Killer. Okay. Get rid of it'll work for tomato hornworms, it'll work for your cabbage moths, anything like that. But yeah, you want to get rid of those big time. But again, good question there because you mentioned specifically what it is. When somebody sends me an email and says, how do I get rid of bugs on my plants? I need a lot more information than that. Okay. There's a big difference between tomato hornworms and aphids, for example. So, but leaf miners, yeah, get some BT. That should work well. Lieutenant Frank Drebin, hey Pinball, until the pond fills up, can we go mud waddling? Here it's good for the hide. Okay, I'm not sure what mud waddling is. I know it's not, what the hell is it called when you guys, they go, I can't think of the name. It's noodling. That's it. Yes. Okay. Or go gigging for frogs or whatever. You should see I told you guys before the bullfrogs that found the pond instantly. There are so many freaking tadpoles in the pond already. It's unbelievable. So I'm going to have to go catch a couple of small bass in a lake and throw in my pond just to eat all the damn tadpoles. Otherwise, I'm going to get overrun by frogs. Eleanor Mustang, is there a pinball discount code or Wellbots discount code? If you go back to the Thursday video where I said Memorial Day celebration, I think was the title of it, in the description underneath, there is a $150 off discount code for a brand new generator on Wellbots. The link is there and the coupon code is there, $150. It's better than I've seen anywhere. So, good deal on that, but I don't know it. I want to say it was Pinball Flag or something like that. I'm not sure, but go look under the video from last Thursday. It's all in the description. Marlene Popos, does watering the garden with diluted urine keep slugs away? Seems to for me. Does pretty good. Like I said when I showed you that video on the cabbage a few weeks ago, had no slugs, no holes, no damage, no nothing like that forever. And I mean, I just run it, my sprinkler with my little configuration to run urine through it, and does well. Terry Hardaway, how serious is the weather situation with the monkeys running amok? I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. Deacon Prepper, Pinball, is there still a special deal with Elliot through you? Yes, if you go back to Thursday's video and look in the description, same thing I was just talking about. Blank Zero, what's the best way to prune a tomato plant? Okay. First thing you want to do, you want to get rid of all those suckers. So, you have your main stem and you have a branch that's coming off here. If you've got a little branch coming in between two branches, make sure you pull those out, okay? The suckers, or as Mrs. P calls them, stepsisters, those have to go. You definitely want to take out the leaves on the bottom of the plant, probably to about a foot high. Okay, you want to get some air circulation through there. It's going to keep you from having disease, powdery mildew or blight or something like that taking over your tomatoes. You need to get that airflow. As for the top of the tomato, you have your main stem. All right. Once it's got up to the top of your cage, take your scissors and cut the top from going any higher. Okay. Because otherwise that tomato will keep growing up. And what you want it to do is focus its energy on getting fruit, not more green growth vertically. So if you cut off that top, that will keep it from growing any higher, which, depending on the tomato plant, you don't want it to grow higher. Yeah, unless you want to grow a tomato tree, you can. I mean, my Bartelli tomatoes, I have fun with them. I let them get to 10 feet high. The rest of them, I keep down to 5 feet, and that's it. But, the biggest thing you want to do is make sure there's decent airflow through there. Get rid of all those suckers. Get rid of the weakest branches. Don't go crazy and cutting this thing all over the place, all right? But the suckers for sure, the bottom leaves for sure, and any of the weak branches, are certainly something that's got yellowing or browning leaves. Those have to go. Julie Whip, ideas for protection besides guns for women. Okay, lots of things. I mean, bear spray, wasp spray, mace. You could, and a whistle is, something. Wear a whistle around your neck, whatever it would be. That when you hear a whistle, that's supposed to be a rape signal, if you will. It's like help, help, help. But I've mentioned before, I showed everybody one time about how to hold your keys in your hand when you're walking in a parking lot, okay? What to do that way. I know some people will say knives, but unless you know what you're doing with the knife, you can wind up hurting yourself. So, think of different things that can keep distance from somebody. Bear spray, wasp spray, can of mace. Anything. Even if it's a can of furniture polish, I'm not suggesting these, but I'm saying if you're at the grocery store, a can of Pam or something, anything that's aerosol, if you can spray it in somebody's face, get that in their eyes, it's going to mess them up, at least for a little bit. So, no, I'm not saying keep a can of cooking spray in your purse. Keep a can of bear spray in your purse. But if it's not available, something aerosol that you can spray in somebody's face will work. Okay, we shot to the bottom, so I got to get back up to the top. Okay. Robert Brantley, I want to buy a Wellbot solar generator. I don't remember what solar panels you said. If you do a search, there is a video where I did the review on the solar panels. It's Twelseavan, Twelseavan, are the 120 watt portable panels that I use that I really like. Kim, why would Biden be against adding security for schools? Well, okay, you got to remember, guys, this whole thing with this couldn't be planned out better for, shootings for the Democrats. You couldn't ask for a better timing. I will give you this, though. Please tell me this. There were 52 shootings in Chicago over the weekend and 10 people killed. Please, somebody tell me where the uproar is about all the shootings in Chicago, which is a gun-free zone, okay? But nobody cares because they were a black on black shooting. So the politicians don't care. Okay. You know, uh, yeah, and a lot of kids were shot. Okay, this wasn't all gangbangers. This was 14-year-old in a car with dad sitting in traffic. Okay, going through that, but yeah. So why is Biden against it? Because it's not a good talking point. If they come up with a solution that doesn't include taking guns away, it's not a solution for them. Remember, the only solution for this problem for a Democrat is to get rid of the Second Amendment, to take all guns away. I mean, he was there today with the Prime Minister of New Zealand, the Wicked Witch, as they call her down there, saying, "Oh, I admire everything that you've done so much on disarming New Zealand." And of course you do, because you can't have tyranny with an armed public. It doesn't work. So you want everybody disarmed. We just ain't going to do it. But see, that's the problem. Why don't they want it? Because that would be a solution. And you'd still have people owning guns. What would be the problem? I mean, like I said on the video this morning, oh, by the way, Joe, you could have taken that $40 billion and spent 300 grand on every school in the country to harden it. But why don't we do that? I'll give you this. I think it was 2014, Ted Cruz put a bill in front of the House to spend money to harden schools. The Democrats filibustered it, didn't want it done. Okay. So as much as they try to blame this on conservatives, the onus lands right on them. Deflect. It's Putin's fault we have inflation, not Joe's. It's the Republicans' fault we have school shootings. No, there's been solutions put up before. You just wouldn't do them. Okay. And so now they've got something to talk about remember Parkland, okay? Or remember Sandy Hook. Please remember it for more than just this. They milked that for 6 freaking months. I mean, even with this one, I mean, the kids hadn't even been taken out of the school yet, and you already had Democrats going, gun control. I will guarantee you this. There's not a single Democrat in Washington that can give you the name of one kid that was shot in Uvalde. None. Okay. They don't care. Okay. The kids are being used as political pawns. It cost their life to further some Democrat nutcase's political career. Healthy disrespect for authority. When the pond is filled, are you doing water tests? If so, what tests do you do? No, I'm not. I'm just going to, the water I'm bringing is the same water that fills the lake. So that'll be it. But yeah, no, I'm not going that crazy on it or something like that. Question, Elizabeth G., how do I keep lettuce aphids away, and what may be taking big bites out of your cabbage? Big bites out of your cabbage is almost certainly slugs. It's either that or it's cabbage worms, one of the two, okay? So again, you want to get BT on there for the cabbage worms, or you want to put out beer traps for the slugs. That would be the best thing there. If you want to get the aphids away from your lettuce, take a mixture of 2 parts water, 1 part isopropyl alcohol, and a squeeze of Dawn dish soap. Shake it all up, put it in a spray bottle, an old Windex bottle or something like that, and spray your lettuce. That'll get rid of the aphids. Faith Hope, where are the bees? Well, I know there's bees around here. I was watching something today. The bees have got up to about this time of year, about Chattanooga is where, so that parallel, so southern Tennessee, that parallel is where they're going. We just need some warmer weather for the bees to get a little bit further and further north, okay? I've got some here, not many. Funny thing is, what I've got more than anything else is carpenter bees. Unfortunately, freaking carpenter bee trap works. I've got like a dozen carpenter bees in it. But yeah, I mean, seeing the honeybees, the bumblebees, you know, any of those are few and far between. So, you know, which is another reason, guys, to learn how to hand pollinate. Because if there are no bees, that's what you're going to have to do. Know the difference between a male and a female flower on your vegetable plants. You know how to either take the male flower off, take the petals off, and pollinate that way, or how to do it with the paintbrush or Q-tip or something. Because the less pollinating insects you have, the less food you're going to grow too. Doesn't matter if you have these great big beautiful tomato plants. If they don't grow any tomatoes, what's the point? J Mac, what can I do to remove elder bugs? Nothing seems to bother them. I'm not sure what elder bugs are, like on box elder trees. Because I remember there was some big disease or whatever with those. That was a bug-borne disease. That one I don't know. So I'd probably find a horticulturist or something to ask that one about. DNF, did Russia declare war on the United States? UK Express article. Yeah, okay. Trust me, I think if Russia declared war on the United States, you couldn't miss it. You're certainly not going to find it out of some tabloid out of Great Britain. You know, it would be plastered over every YouTube channel, every news media, whatever it is. Your phone would be blowing up. Yeah, you know, great piece of clickbait there. Barbara Kramer, how can I get rid of ground moles? The best thing would be a cat, or even, you know, a small terrier or mouse, or, you know, like a Yorkie or a Westie or something like that. That would be the best thing for it. Other than that, you're going to probably have to use some sort of poison. I don't know any organic way, if you will, to get rid of varmints that way. Dawn Marie, another shooting today. South Carolina, 10 injured, 4 critical. They said 3 law enforcement injured. Yeah. When are we going to start having the mentally insane committed again? All right. I don't know anything about this story, but I can already tell you the deal on it. This guy's going to have posted something on Facebook. He's going to have some sort of criminal history or some sort of deranged history, and everybody's going to go, well, we can't do anything until he actually goes out and does hurt somebody. So now he's hurt somebody. Okay, you know, and again, this is what I talked about in the video, and everybody says, oh, Fourth Amendment rights and everything. You do you, I'll do me. Okay. Hayden, how would you store granulated sugar in vacuum seal bags? Put it in, vacuum seal it, and you're good. Okay. I mean, I don't vacuum seal mine. I put them in Mylar with in 5-gallon buckets. But yeah, if you want to vacuum seal them, just put it in there. Yeah, no big deal. Robert, I don't know why you just put a link for NBC News on there. Okay. Mickey C, shit hits the fan. What's the best way to control bugs? Got to be a lot more specific. 9mm prep. What's a good entry-level solar panel? You might as well. The ones I got, I'd say go for them. When you find them on Amazon, they're $169 for 120 watt panels. Okay, get them on sale. Sometimes they'll be up to $219. Just wait a couple of days; they'll go on sale. But what if you're looking for portable panels, which you all know my theory on why I want to buy portable panels. You know, it makes no sense to have portable generators and full-time panels. Okay, you know, permanent panels. Generator's useless without the panels. You know, just in case you got to go somewhere, you want to take it all with you. You're not going to get much cheaper, and that's good quality. So, I mean, you know, if you can find something for $149 instead of $169, I'll spend the extra $20 to buy the quality one in the first place, not buy the cheaper one now, so I can go spend $169 later. And now I've spent $300 when I could have spent 169. So, Marlene Popos, does watering with diluted urine keep slugs away from potatoes? Okay, so now you get into some issues because now you're talking about a different kind of crop. Overall, don't worry about too much about the leaves on the potato plants, okay? They're going to get chewed up. They're going to get eaten up. It doesn't matter, okay? You're going after the tubers. You're not going to be eating the greens from a potato, okay? They're going to get chewed up from all sorts of bugs. Don't worry about that. You don't want to be using diluted, once you have the plants of decent height, at least once you've hilled them, okay, you really don't want to be fertilizing with urine, fertilizing with nitrogen your potatoes anymore. You want to be at that point fertilizing with phosphorus because you want them to start working on growing tubers. You don't care how much greenery you get on a potato, you want those tubers. So once you've got the greenery going, and the nitrogen obviously is in the soil, it'll still feed off of that, but you want the phosphorus in there to grow the tubers. So that's when you need to be feeding with bone meal. Do not use wood ash on potatoes, okay? Not a good idea. You will get potato scab. But get your bone meal out there, but don't worry about the greenery on the potatoes. You're waiting for it to die anyway. Chief Jim, thank you for presenting information without being a doom and gloom alarmist. I try, okay? I mean, I know I'm not in here giving you good news all the time, okay? But, like I said this morning on the one video about hemorrhagic fever in Iraq, if you read the description, this is not in the Western world yet, okay? But we just need to pay attention ahead of time, and know what's going on. That's the biggest difference between us and the normies. When this blows up, when 6-7 weeks from now, there is no wheat crop to harvest, and all of a sudden there's no bread in the stores or whatever, and they go, what the hell? And we're going to be, told you, we've been trying to tell you for years, you didn't want to listen. When this gets real ugly, and Angry Prepper did a good video on this today, about closed society versus open society, and it was really good. When it gets really ugly, we're going to be sitting back on the porch, drinking our sweet tea and eating a bag of popcorn, watching the lunatics run around like a chicken with their head cutting off. Go, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Sorry, we tried. Montana Grizz fan, hello Pinball. A price alert. Winco has, I think we talked about this the other night, has Augustin Farm products on sale. For example, number 10 can of butter, powder, vegetable stew, both on sale for $21. Both are normally around $48. I know a lot of you guys made comments on Saturday's video when we talked about the same thing. This is at a specific grocery store or grocery store chain. This is not a online deal. So if you've got a Winco grocery around you, that's where you go. It's not, don't email me saying, where can I get that? It's grocery store. Okay. Urban Homestead, 2 EcoFlow 160 panels get about 45 watts in overcast rain. I don't like the EcoFlow panels. That's why I don't have them. I don't like the way they stand up. They aren't rigid enough. I don't like the support. And I don't think that they haven't, even though they claim they're 160 watt panels, they don't get, you're telling me right there, 45 watts in overcast sun. I was getting better than 50 out of my 120 watt panels out of overcast sun, out of an overcast day. So, Craggy Oak Homestead. This is a good one. How the heck do I keep squash vine borers off my squash? Okay, so the first thing you need to do here is preventative. and you need to prune your squash. You need to get rid of those lower leaves. As the leaves even start to slightly get yellow, cut them off. You need airflow. What the vine borers are looking for is that soft, almost rotting stuff to get to. All right, that's what you're going to cut off those bottom leaves. Chances are you're going to cut out all the vine borer eggs that are in there. All right, the next thing you can do if you've already got them is you want to get yourself a syringe and some BT again, and you want to actually inject your squash plant, every branch right around the stem, with BT. Inject it right into the plant. Every branch, not just one. You got to put it in all of them. That'll kill them. Yeah, vine borers suck. But easiest thing to do is preventative. You got to prune your squash. Frank Drebin, still better than Valium. Yeah, well, hopefully we're not doing Valium here. Terry Hardaway, I don't understand this question. How serious is the weather situation with monkeys running amok? I don't understand what you're asking. Julie Miller, got all the parts for my well dipper and above ground 4,000 gallon pool. Thank you for the, there you go. That'll get you going. Robert Bates is a hairband. Yes, pinball's a hairband arena rock guy. That would be me. Yes. That would be me. Okay. Debbie Ivone, I need solar to power a 5 cubic foot chest freezer. Which powers it? The 1300 that we gave away tonight would do it. Will do it fine. I've got two 7 cubic foot freezers that I power off of one 1300, and I'll run it for just about 24 hours. So, Stolen Souls S69, Rock the Casbah. Oh God, the Clash. Thank you. The Stump Pinball Night. Okay. Indiana Mom, what's the best way to secure a utility trailer from theft? Okay. As in somebody stealing the whole trailer, I'm guessing. The best thing I mean, obviously put it in a garage or something, but yeah, sure. I don't have storage space for mine like that, so you can't say that. So the next best thing is to chain it to a fence or a post or something of the sort like that. I mean, make it, the best thing to do is make it as difficult as possible. Put it in an area in the yard that's not easy to get to. Certainly that you're not going to pull a truck into, unless you know how to, where everything is. Because mind you, when they're going to do this, chances are they're going to do it at night. You got trees in your yard or whatever, do it. But chain it down, lock it down somehow. There's not a real good answer for that one. That isn't basically obvious. North Shore says he's an old school purist for AC/DC. Bon Scott for the win. I like them both. It's funny though. I find that I have more Bon Scott songs on my playlist than I have Brian Johnson ones. But again, I've told you guys many times, Thunderstruck is still the greatest song ever written. So, Deb78, my chickens and ducks take care of my bugs. That's good. Okay. Linda Friesen, what will BT work for tent caterpillars on fruit trees? Yes, it will. Dwayne Bouchard, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. Ann Palmer says, I'm a teenager of the 80s too. Best decade for music by far. Phyllis St. Germain, Denton was that electric cowboy. Okay, Denton was the town in Texas, north, the apex of the Golden Triangle there. It's where University of North Texas and Texas Women's University is. I went to UNT. Yes, I don't have any problem questioning what gender I am. But, yeah. Ryan Jansen, hi Pinball. Thinking about purchasing a drone, what model do you suggest? That's matter of personal preference. Okay. I don't know your experience level on flying them. I don't know what you're looking at doing with them, everything. If this is going to be the first one, buy something cheap for under $100 and learn how to fly it. Okay. Don't go out and spend $1,000 on a drone, crash the thing, bust it up, and then you're out $1,000. Jig stick. Is there anything to protect the solar generator from EMP? I don't have. People have asked me this over and over. I am not the person to ask about Faraday cages and stuff like that. It is not my forte. I do not want to give anybody bad information. So, Deb78, are we officially in World War III? Not unless you're listening to the British tabloids. Not as far as I know. Wyoming Yeti, squirrels picking and choosing my onion bulbs. Any suggestions? That surprises the hell out of me. If there's anything the animals usually leave alone, it's your onions and your garlic. That one I've never heard of, so no, I don't. Jay Keach, do I like bluegrass? Some. I mean, it's one of those things. If I'm in the right mood, yeah, I can listen. I mean, if I'm in the right mood, I'm gonna listen to classical music. Okay, they're depending on what I feel like listening to at the moment. It's like, hey, instrumentals or something like that. Sometimes I'll just kick back and listen to that too. But again, it's not something that's going to be on the playlist on my phone that I'm going to be driving down the road with. You're not going to hear Pavarotti coming out of my truck. You're an ass. Mountaintop. You said you were going to do that. You're an ass. And I know you're sitting on the couch laughing hysterically right now. Mountaintop came down earlier when we gave him a couple of cabbages. We talked for a little bit. He goes, what questions do you want me to ask tonight? I said, I think I got this one covered. He goes, I know what I'm going to do. He says, 8:45. I'm going to ask you if you've done the drawing yet. I'm like, nah. Smart ass. Cynthia Degg, is it bad to water with mosquito-infected standing water? Maybe. Okay. It wouldn't be my choice. Okay. Again, I wouldn't want to have I wouldn't want to have standing water anyway. You're just attracting the mosquitoes. But yeah, it wouldn't be my choice. Let's put it that way. Jared Gallops, what do you use on my lemon tree to keep leaf eaters, great big cricket things off? Can't answer the question. I didn't have those, and the only time I've ever grown a lemon tree was when I was in Vegas and we didn't have the issue, so I don't know. Purring Lady, will I get a whole house generator? No. I'm assuming you're meaning like a Generac or something like that, and here's the problem with them. You got to run it off of propane or some sort of fuel. Great, I'd go out and spend $10,000, $15,000 on a Generac generator, but if I can't get propane, the thing's useless. All right. What I did was I got 2 of the EcoFlow Delta Pros and the Smart Panel, and I'm going to have those put in. So I've got portable generators that I can use with my portable panels that if I need them somewhere else, like right now, I'm hauling them down to the creek over and over to run the well pump. Okay. But then I can also plug them into the main circuit breaker in the house, and I can run my critical needs that I need in the house, some lights, the water pump, whatever would be like that, and I can run that. So, but as for like a Generac, I looked into it, and then the more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense for what I'm thinking. April Armijo, 80s love ballads. Yeah, that was the funny part. You had all the hair bands in the 80s. They all had to come out with one ballad so they could get played on the pop channels. Ann Palmer, frogs eat insects. Yes, they do. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, I don't want 1,000 frogs in my backyard. Tammy Shaw, I'm sending rain your way. Good. I a lot of pond that needs to be filled yet. North Shore, Maggie needs to email Pinball, not call in. I don't know how anybody could call in. There's very, very, very few people that have my phone number. I mean, not on YouTube. I'm talking about in general. Be Charming Pinball, frog legs are mighty tasty. You might have a future protein source. Oh, yeah, no, trust me, I love frog legs, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? But you're not going to get frog legs out of little frogs that are this big, okay? EMP, could I recommend solar panels for the EcoFlow Delta? I already talked about that. Dan Rose, Mr. Pinball, I have another preparing idea. Have a parts car, so if you need parts, you have some. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it makes sense. The only problem is, where do you store it? Okay, I mean, a lot of people are in apartments or the suburbs or anything like that, and apartment complexes sure as hell aren't going to let you keep a junk car in a parking lot. Most suburban houses and stuff like that, you're not going to have a junk car in your parking lot. Maybe in your garage if you want. Again, the issue that you have there is where to put it. It's a good idea if you got the space, yeah, but what are you, I mean, again, what are you driving? I mean, if driving mine, 2010 F-150, sure, there's probably interchangeable parts all over the place on that thing, but depending on the car, just because you got a 2016 Honda Civic doesn't mean a Toyota Tundra part is going to work on it. It's got to be the same thing, and then you're going out and buying a car that's still in decent shape. Jerry Burke, Pinball, how long until SHTF? Let's see. I'll let you know on Saturday. I'm supposed to get my crystal ball out of the shop on Friday. I have no idea. Annie, do you prune determinate tomatoes? Still got to get rid of the suckers, but not really determinants. You're not worried about how high they're going to grow. They're only going to grow to a certain spot. They're only going to fruit once. This is it. Just make sure you get off the suckers. So you still need to get that airflow. You want to get rid of dead leaves and suckers out of your determinate tomatoes. Flint McRock, I have tons of tomatoes on my plants and they're all green. Any way to get them to ripen? Once they start to turn, they will, I mean, the slightest bit of pink, you can pick them and put them on the counter. They're not going to get any sweeter. Okay, they're going to be, if you pick them when they're green, they're going to have a very bland, if no taste at all. You want the best taste, you're going to let them ripen on the vine. If you're desperate to eat them or whatever it is, put them around some bananas or something that, I forget the name of the gas that's emitted is what actually ripens the fruit. So, Donna Underwood, dual fuel generator, your thought, runs on gas or propane in a city, want to save freezers. Again, yes, it's a good idea. But my question is, how much gas or how much propane do you have stored, and what are you going to do when that runs out? Okay, because it's going to. You may have 1,000-gallon propane tank, but you are going to run out. So the question is, then all you have is a very expensive lawn ornament. Marlene Popos, does weather affect the pruning of tomatoes? Yeah, I don't want to do it in the rain. Again, if you're getting a lot of rain, you've got more chance of disease, especially powdery mildew, because the leaves are going to be wet and stuff like that. But you have to get off any of the diseased or dead or dying leaves off of tomatoes. Shot to the bottom again. Okay. Mountaintop Preps, do I think we will have a cure for donkey pox in November? I pray to God we do. Okay. I mean, all you got to, any political party that decides to choose the jackass as its symbol, that should tell you everything you need to know about. But I hope, unfortunately, we won't have a cure for donkeypox in a White House. Susan, thank you for the super sticker. I do appreciate that very, very much. Yeah, I mean, I hope to God we get rid of some of these. I mean, it looks like it's going to be good in the House. I mean, the Senate, maybe it goes 52-48, 51-49. I mean, we need 60 in the Senate. It's as simple as that because, and so that the Senate can override anything that Biden does, override vetoes, override any of his executive orders. That's what we really need. We really need 60 in there. But, the problem is, even though we say it's 50-50 right now, sure, it's 50-50, except you've got Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins and Liz Cheney and Mitt Romney. I mean, it's really like 57 Democrats and 43. They just, Republicans in name only. No, it is 9 o'clock. Okay. Well, guys, I guess that will be the last question, but have a good evening. Congratulations. And we will see you all in the morning. Pinball out.